Welcome, everyone, to Raw Dog Game Reviews. I'm the Raw Dog, and this is what we do here at Raw Dog Game Reviews. I'm going to review a game I recently played. But here's the catch. There's no script and no editing. I'm just going to ramble on my review for the game, off the top of my head, off the cuff, if you will. Now that that's out of the way, let's get to it, and let's go in Raw Dog. Okay, today we're talking about Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Anyway, so let's start off with this. I am a big Kirby fan. I love Kirby. I would have to say definitely my big two, the top two, is Sonic and Kirby. I will never betray Sonic and Kirby, and I love them to death. You put a Sonic game out, I will buy it. You put a Kirby game out, I will buy it. Like, regardless, it doesn't matter what it is, I will buy it, and I will enjoy it, most likely. I mean, there's very, very little that I don't like about Kirby and or Sonic. But anyway, yes, Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Now, it's funny that I say that, because actually, I didn't play the original Kirby's Return to Dreamland. But the only reason I didn't play it and didn't buy it was because I didn't have a Wii U. I didn't buy into the whole Wii U, it's the upgraded Wii, buy it, please, we want to make money. I didn't buy into that. And I'm glad I didn't. It died pretty quickly. It wasn't a great success. You know, Nintendo kind of flopped on that one. But Nintendo has the money to flop it, okay? And that was a long time ago anyway. So, I'm happy they brought it back out because I really liked Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. It was awesome. I loved it. It's a great game. It's like, obviously it would be. So, I definitely enjoyed it. It was a great game. I also, it was a little awkward going back to a standard Kirby after playing Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, which was just by far amazing. It blew my mind to finally have a fully 3D Kirby, because that was just awesome. Fully 3D was just beautiful. Now, Kirby's been in 3D graphics for a while now, but he hasn't had a truly fully 3D world to explore. Which, yeah, that was awesome. Kirby and the Forgotten Lands was just good. Oh, I loved it. But yeah, it was kind of awkward to jump back to a traditional Kirby afterwards. But anyway, it was still good. I love Kirby's Return to Dreamland. But like I said, since I didn't play the original, I can't really say what was added and what was not added and what was taken away and things like that. I'm just going to more so comment on how good it was. Now, I know for a fact that Mecha and Sand copies were added. So, I will say right now that they're awesome. I love Mecha. Sand is awesome. I like Mecha more than Sand. I would say out of the two of them, Mecha's more my favorite. But I can see how Sand is really OP. It really is. Although I don't like how it can do like this grab move. It just bothers me. Not because it's not good. The grab move is good. It's more that I use it by accident and it kind of messes up my flow. So I would definitely prefer using Mecha. And Mecha is really interesting because Mecha has a whole lot of different techniques and moves, and some of them are weak and some of them are strong, and you gotta like just use Mecha just the right way. I like it. I like how strategic it is. It's really cool. So I really like Kirby's Return to Dreamland. And yeah, that's enough of a prelude. Let's dive into the actual review. So his story. The story is standard. It's Kirby. It's, let's see, what is his name? It's been a while since I played it, actually. I forgot his name. The Little Wizard. The Little Wizard just comes crashing down to Kirby's, Dreamstar. Dreamstar? Star? The world. I forgot. Wow, I'm forgetting all these names. But anyway, so yeah, the Little Wizard comes down to the planet, and Kirby, in all his beautiful, hilarious innocence, with his childlike innocence of destroying the world, wants to help him. Because inadvertently, Kirby always destroys the world. Or at least inadvertently, Kirby always destroys things. Even though he's naive and adorable and childlike, he destroys everything he comes into contact with. And I love that. I love that. Kirby is the best because of that. Kirby just is able to get away with so many things, be such a child-safe and child-friendly game, and still also be for adults, because Kirby just squeezes by all these little things. Like, you don't really realize it when you're younger, that this little pink puffy ball is committing genocide by eating literally everything, and eating them alive, and just be cannibalizing. Well, he's not cannibal. He's not the same species as them. But just eating these creatures alive and killing them inside his body and taking their nutrition and nourishment and taking their abilities. Like, Kirby is just a monster, and I love it. But anyway, so yes, where was I? Story. So yeah, the guy comes to the planet, and Kirby does his usual thing. Hi. That's my Kirby impression, and tries to help him. And Kirby does the helping thing. He wants to rebuild the ship and help him out. So Kirby inadvertently, destroys his own planet. No, not exactly. Obviously the little wizard is evil. We as the audience know that. We can see that. We can see it coming a mile away, especially if you play the original release. But Kirby doesn't see it in all his naive adorableness. So then, after you go through the whole process of going through a bunch of levels and getting the ship together, obviously you go to the next world, and then from there you get this awesome crown, and the wizard puts on the crown, and guess what? He was evil, and now you have to fight him because now he wants to take over the planet, and Kirby's just like, you betrayed me, except he doesn't talk, so it's more like and then Kirby fights him, and Kirby completely utterly owns him because of course he would. Because I don't understand why people oppose Kirby, in any of the storylines, especially when the whole point of not the whole point, but a lot of the points of Kirby storylines is, please Kirby, help me do this thing. You're an awesome warrior. Please help me. And then they sit there and they watch as Kirby helps them, and Kirby helps them by utterly defeating and destroying countless things. And then they turn around and think, well, now that you helped me get the power, I'm going to beat you. And it's like, didn't you just watch Kirby destroy all these things and just utterly beat people into the ground and eat them? I'm pretty sure he's going to do the same thing to you. So it's really awkward how all these enemies just think that they can triumph over Kirby when Deedlee realized it a long time ago. Deedlee just works with Kirby a lot of times now. And it's just Kirby's going to beat Kirby's going to beat you just like he's beaten all of them. He's literally eaten all of them. He just commits genocide all over the place. Just eat, and that's all there is to it. Kirby just eats. He just massacres people. So anyway, yeah, that's the story. I'm not gonna dive too deep into it. I don't like to spoil things that much, so that's all there really is to it. I'm not gonna go too deep on the story. It's a great story. Play it. It's fun. It's Kirby. What else do you want? Kirby will destroy your planet for taking his cake. That's true. So it's Kirby. What do you want from him? You want a giant Cthulhu craziness? Well, guess what? It's there. You just gotta actually look for it. But no, you don't actually have to look for it that hard. It's there. But anyway, yeah, Kirby. Anyway, let's get into the graphics. I skipped the graphics. Anyway, screw it. The graphics. The graphics look good. Oh, the game looks beautiful. The game looks gorgeous. The game looks like Kirby. So it just looks good. Obviously, it's a lot improved from the Wii U version. The linings are gone, or there was a deep lining on it. That's gone. It's much more natural now. They have a mode where you put the lining back in, but obviously I didn't want it. It looks cleaner like this. And yeah, the game just looks really nice. The graphics look really nice. The colors shine really nice. It looks like a really good game. It definitely looks good. It looks like a good evolution of Kirby. It feels really nice. It just looks like a good Kirby game. The world is beautiful. All of the things it looks really good. There's nothing wrong with it. I definitely won't talk down about the graphics. Obviously, it's not going to look like Uncharted or something, but it looks like Kirby. That's what you want it to look like. Don't compare games that don't make sense to compare. It doesn't make any sense to compare Uncharted to Kirby. No, of course it's not going to reach that level, but it looks like Kirby. It looks really good. All right, so gameplay. Now here's the massive part of it. The gameplay. The gameplay is awesome, but it's still Kirby. But the thing is, I wish there were some more copy abilities, or some more copy abilities that I really enjoy the copying for, and some more that have the super copy powers. Because although there were more obviously in this version than there were in the original version, I still think I would like to see more mega copies and more copies still. I love the Archer copy. It's cool, and it wasn't in this one. I missed it, and where is it? What is the other ones? There's a couple other ones Archer was the big standout because I love Archer, but what was the other one? There's a couple others. I can't think of it right now. I can't think of it. But yeah, like Kirby really has a lot of good copy abilities, and they're really cool. Maybe Leaf wasn't in it. Oh, I feel like it had too many of the all screeners. Like it's unnecessary. Like they had the feather, which is like the feather party one, where they all jump around the screen, and have to do a dance, and all the screen explodes and enemies die. Like sure, okay. But then they also have microphone, which does the exact same thing. And it's like, okay, sure. And they also have bomb. What is bomb? The bomb doesn't do the exact same thing. But like, yeah, like microphone and that kind of just are redundant. I think there was another one. I feel like there was another one that did the screen explode. Was it like Flash? But anyway, yeah. Oh no, it's Bang. That's right, Bang. Because it's microphone, Bang, and the party, like the feather. They all do the exact same thing, and it's just like I don't feel like we needed all three of them. If you're gonna, go in and out of powers here, why don't you just put Archer back in? Because there's a different power where it's actually different. But anyway, whatever. But anyway, so yeah, the whole thing is just that it's really interesting to see Kirby go into the powers and what powers he'll get. Like I like laser, I like not laser, magic. I like magic. I like the what other ones do you have? There's plenty. That water's nice. I love water. Water's a really good one. Water's really strong, and sand is really strong, and mecha's really strong. I love mecha, and I'm not a big fan of sparking though. Sparking never really got it for me. You know what I miss though? I miss the idea of like combining powers from Kirby 64. That was really cool. I love the whole combining powers thing. I miss that. I wish we got that more often nowadays. I really liked the idea of Kirby's in Forgotten Lands where the powers could like level up. That was cool. But I also didn't like how they kind of limited Kirby's powers because they only gave him like seven powers. They only gave him like 7 powers, but they leveled up, so they all had like 3 different versions. So it was like they had 21 powers, but they were just leveled up versions of the original 7. So it was cool, but it wasn't as cool. I would prefer less level ups and just more different, diverse powers. But whatever. I'm also not a big fan of the gimmicky powers, where like Kirby's big gimmicky power in Forgotten Lands was the suck up thing, where he could like suck up the car, suck up the cone, suck up the refrigerator. To me, it's more like meh. And same thing with the mega powers in the Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I like them; they're cool, but I don't like how they're limited to certain areas and certain levels and things. Like if you could use them all the time and like just bust them out, that'd be cool. And so I kind of would like the idea that they were actually upgrades and actual things you could just bust out more often. But anyway, let's see. What else is there? The gameplay is pretty standard. Besides that, you do Kirby's puff up and you do his moves and do his things. He has the slides. He has all the things. It's there. I also like the Smash Kirby that hasn't been a thing since Planet Robobot. Yes, Planet Robobot. But yes. Also, yeah, remake that one. I want that game. I want the planet. I want the robots again. I want that. I love that game. That game was my favorite Kirby by far. By far, that was my favorite Kirby. I love it. Anyway, so bring it back, remake it, please. Anyway, so but I like the Smash Kirby. I wish we kind of got Smash Kirby more often, or at least like Natural Kirby kind of got more of his Smash abilities, so Natural Kirby kind of felt more powerful. I get that the whole thing is that he eats to become more powerful, but I feel like it'd be cool to see his progression as a character in natural form. So I feel like it'd be kind of cool to see like his Smash moves carry over to a natural Kirby in like the newer games, so that he could do more things naturally and it would look like natural progression for him. That'd be cool, but it's not necessary. But anyway, yeah. And the gameplay is pretty standard. It's just Kirby. And it's just, eats, take a new power, and there you go. It's platformer. It's standard. Wow, there really isn't much to say about this game. I mean, there is, but, not, like, super ridiculously. But, yeah, I like oh, there we go. That's what I can talk about. I liked the puzzles. I liked I liked being able to access the puzzles easily and be able to complete the puzzles easily. I don't like the idea, especially in my older age nowadays and not having much time in my life. I don't like the idea of trying to save powers and trying to like go back and forth in levels and figure things out. If there's a puzzle, just give me the power to figure it out. Like, give me the power I require. Don't make the power I need to figure out this puzzle, 2 stages back, where I have to now go backward 2 stages, come back through this entire level with the power, and then do this puzzle. Like, nah, don't do that. I get that you want to, like, make it difficult. That's cool. But give me the power somewhere in the level, somewhere that I can access it so it's not a chore. And that's what this game does. I like that. I like that Forgotten Land did that too. The power is accessible. It's not a chore to acquire. The game's like, hey, you need fire. Guess what? Fire is over there. Oh, cool, I got fire. I can go do the puzzle now. There you go. It makes sense. It's good. It's easy. I don't have to go back 4 levels to get a fire power. I didn't like that about Kirby 64, and that bothered me. I love Kirby 64, don't get me wrong, but I hated that part of it. So, funny story about Kirby 64, actually. I never really owned Kirby 64 because I didn't own a Nintendo 64. I was a Sega boy. I always loved Kirby. Don't get me wrong. I love Kirby, but I didn't own a Nintendo 64. I was a Sega boy for a long time. And my Kirby games were regulated to like my Game Boy and things. But anyway, to get back to the topic here, I played Kirby 64 at a hotel, and like the hotel's N64 collection that it, like allowed you to play for some time for money for some time for money. And that was really cool, and I blew too much money on that, and it was funny. But that was back when I was a really young child, and my father allowed me to use the money for that. Thanks to my father for that. But anyway, yes, Kirby. I like the idea that we can actually use the powers that are there to solve the problems. I also like the idea when you can use other powers to solve the problems. Like I like that the game isn't so stuck on it. Like, oh hey, guess what? You need fire. Well, I don't have firepower. I have mecha. But mecha has a move that has fire attribute, so I can just use that move. Yes, you can. Oh, I love that. I love that it's not so stuck in its ways that you have to use the definitive power. It understands that other powers have these attributes. They can do things. I love that. It makes the game so easy to work with and so natural and so flowing. It's good. I like that a lot. I like when things make sense like that. I don't like that oh, this thing is fire, but it's not the right kind of fire. No, it is the right kind of fire, because fire is fire. It makes sense. It's good. I like that. So I really like when things do that. I really like when the game makes sense like that. Oh, that's what I can talk about. I can talk about the little wizard storyline in the prologue. Not the prologue. Prologue? The afterwards. The prologue. No, that's the afterward story, the epilogue. There we go, epilogue. Wow, I lost the word epilogue. The epilogue storyline with the little wizard. I don't like it that much, actually. I like it for the most part. I don't like that it has this whole thing where you're trying to build up combos, and that's part of the whole like scoring of it. I don't like that. Because for me, that makes me want to play super dangerous and try to build up combos rather than actually paying attention to my health bar and things and actually trying to do a strategic good game. It makes me like rush in, try to make sure I get the combos in time and, do things ridiculously. And that also makes me drop combos because if you get hit, you drop a combo. But I have to like rush in behind my first hit to get my next hit and then set up this hit over here. Like, it's strategic, but it's also kind of puts me on like a rush timer, and I don't like that. It bothers me on that factor. But I do kind of think it's interesting to play the epilogue thing. I like it. I just obviously I like playing the standard Kirby more, and the little wizard. I like that he has certain abilities, but I also don't like other abilities. Like I don't like the bomb dropping. I think it's kind of useless and kind of annoying. Like there were definitely a bunch of abilities that upgraded first that were different, and I thought, I'm definitely going to upgrade this first, not going to upgrade that ability. That ability can go sit in the garbage for a while. I'm not going to use that one. And, so I feel like some of the areas they could have done better on it, but whatever. And I feel like the progression of it could have been more interesting and could have been better, but it was still fun. It was a good epilogue. It was good. I feel like some of the levels could have been better. Like I platinumed a bunch of the levels, but I didn't platinum a lot of the bosses because, like I said, the combos are annoying and difficult to pull off, especially on the bosses, because the game is like rush in there, do this, get that, do that, and it's like the boss is gonna beat me up if I do that, and then then I drop the combo. So I feel like I'm not gonna bother going through on the bosses because I'm not gonna bother platinuming all the bosses. I platinumed a bunch of the levels. I already finished all of the epilogue, but I didn't platinum it all. I didn't complete it all. I'm not a super completionist. I'm a completionist to the point of doing all the things, not always 100%ing everything. I just do all the things. And I did like the carnival. The carnival I really liked, but again, I don't like the idea that I have to sit around and do so many things. So I'm not going to complete the whole carnival. I just had fun with it, and it was a fun little diversion, and I liked it. It's interesting, but I'm not going to sit there and do all of it. And I think I'm glad that it doesn't require you to do it. The thing I don't like is I don't like how like replaying a hard mode. I don't like how it makes you redo everything. I don't like that. Because I already did like all the challenges and all the things in standard mode, and it's like, you want to complete hard mode now, right? And it's like, yeah, sure, I'll complete hard mode, and it's like you have to redo everything, all the challenges, all of the carnival, all this, they're all redone. No, it's just hard mode. It's just the game on harder, right? No, all the challenges are still here, but like, why? I already completed all the challenges. Why do I have to complete them again? I wish Kirby did that more often, where it's New Game Plus. I like the idea of a New Game Plus in hard mode. I don't mind that. But I wish like the extra things you didn't have to do again, because they're just the extra parts. They're not the entire game. They're not part of the main plot line. They're the extras. The extras should just be on their own point. It should just be the main game that's now hard mode. Why do I have to do all the extra things again? That bothers me. But whatever. And I like the arena. The arena's good. I like how it has all the standard deluxe things. Although I kind of miss like the DD Rush or like the Meta Knight Rush that was in like Triple Deluxe. Triple Deluxe was awesome because of that. It had like the DDD Rush, the Meta Knight Rush. I loved that. That was so cool. Like, I definitely prefer when they do things like that, where they give you more modes that are really interesting and more fun to play around with. So, but it's good. It's a good standard deluxe collection, and it's a lot of fun. So, I mean, I've been going on for a while. I've been kind of stretching to figure out what to talk about. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. It's great. It's a great Kirby game. If you love Kirby, get it. If you love platformers, get it. If you played the original, still get it. It's still worth it. It's a great game. If you didn't play the original, definitely get it. It's beautiful. It's a great game. And yeah, if you have, the idea of wanting to introduce children to platformers, to get them better at gaming, buy it. Kirby is a great introduction to platformers. Maybe not Return to Dreamland. Maybe that's not the best one to start them off with. Maybe Forgotten Land, considering that, it's more open. They can make more decisions, and they can, do more things randomly. And also they can start off playing, actually it has co-op. So yeah, there's co-op in it. You could definitely have them play the co-op with you, and they could just kind of be on the sidelines. But they can still do things and try things. So, yes, I definitely think that Kirby is a great introduction to platforming, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Kirby as an introduction to platforming, and I think it's great. It's a great game. If you haven't gotten it and you love Kirby, then what's wrong with you? Get it. I highly recommend Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. And that's that. Okay, well, that was my raw review. Thanks for listening, and if you liked it and want to hear more, you can like and subscribe. But I'll be back here regardless whether you like it or not, with more raw dog gaming reviews. See you next time. Bye-bye!